We could be shameless,
The Briefcase. What I love with action adventure things like this is how they're not afraid to lean into that absurdity. And that's what this short does really well. It is really having a fun time with the audience as the story and plot progress. And the actors know how to gauge their performances to just the right degree so that it's not completely absurdist and there's a complete lack of sense of stakes. The stakes are still built in there. We still are concerned for their, physical well-being, but we're able to approach the situation in a very humorous manner that alleviates some of the tension that a more kind of straightforward browbeating kind of work might do. It's really well done, executed, and shot very well and practically. And I mean, the effects speak for themselves. There's a big smile on my face.
The Briefcase. I really enjoyed this. The passenger guy in the car in the beginning with the funny hat, like the little funny hat on him was cute. It was a good touch. He made me laugh probably the most. So that just, in my opinion, everybody was great because you have to have your more straight people to have the funny people. But when he was high, just, those movements he was doing, they weren't extreme or over the top. It was subtle enough but enough to get the point across. And I think that really made me laugh more than if it was like over the top. So I liked that a lot. And then the guy with the hand grenade just took me by surprise. So you guys totally surprised me on that one. I love that because I did not predict him coming out and like taking over. It was hilarious because he's got this I Love New York shirt on and you just don't expect, he's quiet. He just seemed like he's just going to be one of those like go along with everybody and boom, he's the one that takes the money. So it was really funny. It was really funny too that he had to do this like 3-point turn around or whatever to get turned around and leave. It's like that awkward saying goodbye. And then I still have a few, seconds or quite a few seconds to get out of here. There's that awkward point. I thought this was just a funny little film. This is a great idea. A simple moment, not simple, but something we've seen in every, crime show probably, and just made it really cute and funny. And the music was great, good accompanying music there. So it was a lot of fun. Great job and great work. Good luck to you guys.
The Briefcase. This was really good. It was good. It was fun. The cinematography was absolutely gorgeous. I love what the filmmakers did inside the car at the very beginning of that and what they were doing with their camera angles. That was awesome. This was so funny. The actors were so good. All of them did such a great job. It sucked you in, and then the ending of it, you were just giggling at the guy who just did the bump of coke and he was tripping balls during this whole thing. So yeah, great job on this.
Here we have a meetup at large. You can tell that these boys are scared. They're feeling intimidated. So we get intimidated as we get to be introduced to this character as they're having this standoff of exchange. And you get to see these two characters, one who is scared and leading and being the driver of the situation, taking a handle of things, while we have the other friend who is literally taking some stuff to snort before they go deal with this big baddie. And so he's high and at large, and the big baddie arrives, and then all of a sudden we see someone else enter the scene with a grenade and pops the tab and ends up taking control of the entire situation, taking everything from the exchange. And then you're sitting there and you're wondering through this experience, are they really going to let him get away? How is this really going to happen? Are they just going to take a moment and then go guns ablazing? Because they're being very careful as the person is nearby them, but as soon as he's far away enough, then what's going to happen then? And that's when we see, as the audience, as our guy with the grenade turns by and looks at him and tosses the grenade back at them, and they all go running. And you see our guy high at large, and he's just taking it just that little extra second longer to catch up with the rest of the squad. And so we get these nice humorous beats despite being in an intense situation, and then having someone win and succeed that's not really part of the mess to begin with, I think is just even more humorous, because you see these two people at odds and you're wondering, well, they're both kind of bad, and neither one of them really deserve to win out of this situation. So have an odd man out come in and kind of swipe the treasure right out from underneath them, it seems. And having him just be able to get away with it too just kind of adds an extra chuckle of humor to the end of the short.